Well, the US is sending senior officials to Saudi Arabia this week to hold talks with Russia about ending the war in Ukraine. Ukraine has not been invited, and in an interview, Volodymyr Zelenskyy announced he would not accept the outcome of any deal reached without its involvement. European leaders are preparing to meet in Paris in a hastily arranged summit to discuss the war.
For 3 years, the war in Ukraine has pitched Russia against the West, a coalition of Europe and America. But now, suddenly, old loyalties seem to be fraying before our eyes.
We are very thankful for American support.
This was Volodymyr Zelenskyy meeting the American Secretary of State Marco Rubio and the Vice President J.D. Vance a couple of days ago, worried that the US is now unilaterally setting up peace talks with Russia. The Ukrainian leader adamant that his nation cannot be excluded from discussions about its own future.
I will never accept any decisions between the United States and Russia about Ukraine. There is no any leader in the world who can really make a deal with Putin without us, about us.
The idea of Trump and Putin forging closer ties troubles many. Among them, plenty of these European leaders, now about to hold a hastily arranged get-together in Paris, trying to make sense of this rapidly changing world order. At the forefront, Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron. Britain and France have always seen themselves as America's strongest allies in Europe, but both now pushing back against Washington, insistent that peace talks must include Ukraine.
We all desperately want the war to end. I think it's clear for that to be a durable peace, Ukraine has to be at the table, has to be part of that agreement. We believe Ukraine is on an irreversible path to NATO membership.
America doesn't agree, insisting that Ukraine should not join NATO, that European countries should spend more on defence, just as the US pulls away from the continent. And for some, that is a very worrying picture of the future. As Europe ponders its next step, Trump's team acts. Rubio has arrived in the Middle East. He's in Israel now, and he'll then go to Saudi Arabia to start the talks with Russia. It is divisive diplomacy hosted in a volatile region. Adam Parsons, Sky News.